Okay, guys, I just kind of woke up from a nap. I've been up and I gotta do what I said I was gonna do, which is tidy up the truck. And with this light at sunset, I can definitely see the dust and, so I'm gonna dust the dash, the console, the whole front. I'm just gonna do the front for today, and then I don't know if there's a laundromat at this Pilot, but I have to check. Well, let's check now. Let's see. It's this one. All right, it says no public laundry. There it is. You see it? So there is laundry. So I'll be able to do a load. I don't think anybody wants to see that, but can you see it? Yeah, it's all dusty and you can see it under this light. So and sometimes it's just the spots you go to that are like there's dust or like dirt, sandy. It'll just it's inevitable. But yeah, I'm gonna get that cleaned up. So these are the tools I'm using for just cleaning the truck, dusting. I have the Swiffer and I have new Swiffer pads here, and then after I go over it with that, I will sweep up the floor. After I do all the dusting, I'll go in with this guy, the brand Chemical Guys Inner Clean. Okay. It's a all-purpose cleaner, UV protection, cleans and protects, removes dirt and dust, dashboards, door panels, and steering wheels. So there's a hair. Okay, we're gonna get cleaning now. So I'm sweeping the floor. Before I put down my mat, I like to just dust and mostly my hair. Mostly all the hair I shed bed, as you can see. I've changed my sheets and now I'm just laying in bed, getting ready for bed. But I was looking over the route that I have to take to get to New Jersey. I'm in the East Coast. I'm in Maryland right now, and I have to enter New Jersey. And I'm trying to avoid tolls, which isn't very easy to do because there's a lot of state routes that truck drivers aren't allowed on. There's low bridges that we need to avoid, and there's a lot of state routes that we can't get on. And so I'm looking at a state route, US State Route 1 in Maryland, and I happened to I don't know how I ended up on this website called the Truckers Report, but it says, last week I was in Maryland, and rather than backtracking to get down to 95, I headed west on Highway 1, which is the one I was looking at. I got pulled in for inspection just over the Conowingo Bridge and ticketed for being on a restricted route with a truck over 48 feet. I have a 53-foot truck reefer. The fine is $1,010, which just blew my mind. There were no signs. I had no idea that I was on a road with a length limit. Of course, ignorance of the law doesn't get me anywhere. It just irritates me that, right, etc., etc. And then he goes on to say that he spoke to a lawyer, and that lawyer had another client who got ticketed, and that other client paid the ticket, and because he paid it, that means he admitted guilt, and so his license was revoked. Can you believe that? Oh my god. But to be honest, I'm looking at this route, and so what I do is I'll zoom in and look at the route, especially if Trucker Path, which is the app that I use, is really good about avoiding places you shouldn't be at. So it never gave me the US Route 1 as an option to begin with. So what I'm doing is I'm zooming in on the US 1 to see if I can see any semi trucks on the road. And I see none, and the roads look really nice and through neighborhoods, somewhere where I already feel unsure. That's why I was Googling it. So I'm definitely not gonna take that. I'm gonna have to pay the toll. And these tolls are adding up. I think the most I've paid for a toll is $230, which was cumulative, right? It wasn't just one toll. I think it was a couple of tolls, of stretches of highway, I think. So I'm not curious, but I'm expecting maybe $200 in tolls. That's why truckers don't like the East Coast. It's expensive to do business out here. And I don't get sent out here too often, and I don't usually like denying loads, especially I got stuck out here because that was the best load that I could get for Sunday. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm doing in bed. That's what I have to do, my due diligence, because I do not want to go under, I don't want to hit a bridge. I don't want to hurt anybody, and I definitely don't want a ticket. It takes time to, I hate the word, to trip plan. I don't know why. It's so annoying, but I do have to figure out what routes I'm going to take. Thankfully, sometimes we'll have notes that tells us in details how to get to the spot to facilitate right? And make sure we get there successfully without any issues. So yeah, so tomorrow's gonna be fun. I don't shy away from the East Coast. I don't think I've ever denied a load anywhere, aside from like severe weather. I don't know. They say work smarter, not harder. But to me, it's not harder. I like taking up the challenge. It makes it fun. It sounds crazy, right? But you know, and it's not all the time. It's not like I'm gonna be stuck up here in the Northeast forever. So yeah. Anyways, have a good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning.